Dancers, 5 ways to communicate your value without sounding arrogant. Number 1, focus on quantifiable impact and results rather than praising yourself. African dancers, I'm speaking to you. I know we go through this a lot, like it's a big challenge. Sometimes you don't even do it intentionally. It's very hard for you to sometimes prove to a client that you are worth the money you quoted when they asked you how much for a specific job. It's very difficult. I've gone through it, and I know so many successful dancers have gone through it. Instead of telling the client, I'm the best dancer in Africa, personally, I never use the word, I'm the best dancer in Kenya. Never. I will never go into a meeting and start telling the client the way I'm the best dancer. It sounds terrible. It sounds terrible. What you should do is, instead of that, focus on what value are you bringing to the client. You can talk about a song that you choreographed and the signature dance went viral, and that led to the song getting more popular. Some dancers have been responsible for some songs' success. So instead of focusing on you, like I am the best dancer in Kenya, or I'm the best dancer in Uganda, the best dancer in Nigeria, Liberia, Ghana, South Africa. No, talk about the things you've done and brought great value that shows that even for this client, the same will happen because you bring results. So focus on results that you bring, the value that you bring to the client, and not your personal feelings about yourself. Number 2, communicate a strategy and structure in your processes. Don't just tell people, I am experienced and I know how it works. No, communicate a strategy and a plan, a process that you know delivers the results. Your client doesn't come to you because of the best dancer tag, the best dancer and the best dance techniques. They know about what they want, and what they want is results. I would invest as a dancer in structures to deliver desired results. Focus on their results, what they want, not what you think they want. You think the client wants to know that you're the best dancer. The client came to you because they've heard about you and they think you can help them achieve their goal. Explain to the client the processes that you use on a regular, and these processes, you know they have achieved goals for other clients, and they will also achieve the same goals because you have a proven, is it proven or proved? English is tough. It is what it is. You have a proven process, okay? Number 3, leverage the power of testimonials and social proof. One of the best things is when people are praising you for a good job. And how do you achieve that? Because remember, the topic today is how do you communicate your value? So this one, it's something you achieve before you even meet the client. How do you achieve it? When you get a job, do it properly. Get the job done. Make the client feel like you gave him 200%. They'll start singing praises on how professional you are, everything. And this might land on the ears of your next client. Your next client already comes to you with a good image about you. Because remember, clients come to you and most of the time they are looking for a certain result that is not dependent on the money. The money can play a big role to some clients, but some clients actually want results. This kind of client who comes because they've had good things already, they might most likely take whichever price or budget you have and pay you because they in their mind they know they're likely to achieve their goals because they've had other people say that you help them achieve their goals. We have to really deliver whenever we get a job. Deliver. Do the best you can for that client. Make it easy for you to get testimonials and people just talking about you. Some of you have websites. Some of you have Google business sites where people can go and give reviews. Make sure every interaction you have leaves the clients wanting to just go and tell people about you. Some people will Google you before they come to you. And if they come across everybody saying how easy it was to work with you, how they enjoyed, how you're very professional, what happens next? If you give them your high costs, they are likely to even leave cheaper options for you because with you, their investment is in safer hands. You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it. Number 4, frame your experience as, English, I'll not cut this out. Frame your experience as risk mitigation and efficiency. What does this mean? If you've been dancing for years and you have a lot of experience, sometimes it's also very hard to communicate that? Of course, the more experienced you are, you might require to be paid more. But how do you communicate about it? You cannot tell a client, you should pay me more because I have a lot of experience. What does your experience mean to them? There's better ways to communicate that. Use your experience to explain how, with you, because you have experienced many situations in dance, you are more likely to avoid any problems that might arise, because with experience means you can see challenges coming. For example, I've gone through this with dancers not keeping time. And dancers, we need to talk about that. You people are wicked. You do not keep time. As a choreographer who has done this for long, I've had challenges, especially with my African dancers. And this is everywhere I've gone. Any country I've been to, I've faced this challenge of time management, keeping time. So because of my experience and exposure, I always know I will not tell a dancer to come at 2 when the client wants me to be there at 2. Just that small thing can save a lot of time and energy. So I'll find ways to make sure the dancer comes earlier or something like that. And that comes from experience. This dancer might be the best dancer in the world, everything good. Could be even very humble, good to work with, but regardless, they do not keep time. And you don't want the clients to experience that bad time management. You need to help the client understand that because of your wealth and experience, you make the job more efficient. If it's a live show, even if you mess up on stage or if things go wrong on stage, the show will not stop. And that comes from experience because you know how to get back into the show. I remember 10 years ago when we were doing the Live and Die in Africa tour. I think if Sauti Sol see this, they'll remember. We were on tour and we were starting a performance. And then I do not know what happened, but the band messed up the whole intro. I don't know what happened because this was also a very experienced band. So messing up for them was next to impossible, but it happened. So the intro was messed up and we were standing in a dramatic position waiting for things to start. And because we had experience, the dancers on stage had experience. I was the choreographer. We just stood there dramatically and waited until they got the house in order at the back. We didn't even look back. We just stayed like statues and just waited until after the confusion, they got to a place in the song where we could tell that these guys are back in their form. And then we joined in. So the audience didn't even recognize that we had a problem. It's only us, ourselves, the artists, and the band. And we laughed about it because it did not mess up the show. That could only come from experience. You only get paid more if you can communicate better on how this makes their work easier and saves them time. Okay? Don't just tell them they need to pay you better because you have more years dancing than the others. No, that is not value. The value is in when you're helping them save time and money and make it easier for them to achieve a goal. Number 5, you need to clearly define the premium of international exposure. Like myself, let me praise myself for a minute. I've done tours across Europe, across Asia, and across Africa. With these tours, it comes with a lot of exposure and a lot of learning. But I cannot go to a client and say, you need to pay me this amount of money, which is most of the time higher than the regular dancer would quote. So you need to pay me this because I've gone to Europe. That is not value. How will you going to Europe benefit my project? So you cannot tell the client, just because I've gone to Europe, you need to pay more. You need to explain that because of your exposure to Europe, you can bring processes that have global standards. This means that with your international exposure comes processes and a product that can not only be appreciated at home, but abroad. Who doesn't want to hear that they're getting 2 in 1? You're not just there for the local market. In case whatever you're doing is going global, if what you're doing is going global, they don't have to get another choreographer. You are there as a dancer or a choreographer or a performer. So today was all about understanding how to communicate your value without sounding arrogant. I know so many dancers go through this. You're so talented, you have achieved a lot, but you still struggle with how to communicate that. And this doesn't, even if you're bad at doing this, it doesn't make you a bad person. It's just a tough thing to do for many people, me included. I had to spend so many years to understand how to talk to a client in a way that it's not just about me, it's about the client. Most of the time, it's about the client and the goals they want to achieve.